remember the days of just keeping time, of hanging around in sleepy towns forever. Back roads empty for miles. Well, you can't have a dream and cut it to fit, but when I saw you, I knew we'd go together, like a wink and a smile. Leave your old jalopy by the railroad track. We'll get a hip double dip, tip-toppy two-seat Pontiac, so you can rev her up. Don't go slow, it's only green lights and all rights. Let's go together with a wink and a smile. Give me a wink and a smile. We go together like a wink and a smile.
You're a falling star, you're the getaway car, you're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it coy, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're every line, you're every word, you're everything. You're a carousel, you're a wishing well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my everyday. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss you, baby, just because I can. Whatever comes our way, I will see it through, and you know that's what our love can do. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're every line, you're every word, you're everything. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing. You're every line, you're every word, you're everything. You're every song, and I sing along, 'cause you're my everything. Yeah, yeah. So la 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 la. So la 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 la. la la la.
get your bachelor's degree, to get your master's, or get your PhD. But most of all, get your horns up.
Besides her cooking skills, obviously, Kathryn's best quality is her honesty and her loyalty.
Well, I'm in Austin.
And I'm in Dallas.
And I see her more than some of the people that live in Austin. She makes such an effort to keep in touch and always comes to visit and hosts me when I'm in Houston.
And I feel like she never even lets more than a week go by without even texting or calling and just checking in. And she's just so good at keeping in touch, even with her friends that live out of town.
Also, in college, I always knew when we went out it would be so fun and I'd be laughing the whole night. And that hasn't changed. Vegas was so much fun and I can't wait to celebrate tomorrow.
Hanging out with her was always so much fun, as Mal said. And whenever you're talking to Kathryn, whether you're going out or just hanging out a night in with the girls, she always makes you feel like the most important person in the room when she's talking to you, just because she's so genuinely interested in you and really wants to know how your life is going.
And she's a cat person.
My favorite quality of Kathryn as a friend is her genuine thoughtfulness for all of our friends and for John.
Kathryn has a lot of strong qualities as a friend, and she is actually one of my very first friends at UT, and we just instantly connected and bonded, and she was so much fun, and she was from Corpus, I was from Plainview. We just kind of bonded over that. But I would probably say over the years, her best quality in our friendship would be just her loyalty. And
Kathryn's best quality as a sister would definitely have to be how funny she is. She and I have always been able to make each other just crack up at any moment our entire lives.
Kathryn's best quality as a sister, or the one thing that I admire about her, has to be her intelligence, because it makes me want to strive harder in school because she was so smart, and she was smarter than me and Robert by a whole lot, and so it kind of makes me want to drive through school and do better.
John, got to know you really well throughout college, and proud to call you one of my best friends. And we met spring freshman year and ended up living together senior year. And I think one of the great character traits you have is that you're very even kilter and responsible. And even when we're out having a good time, you're very calm and collected, and you've always been very driven. And I think that calmness and collectedness is a great trait to have, and I think it's going to serve you very well throughout your marriage. And
so what are John's best qualities in a friend? I think first and foremost, loyalty. John's someone who's always there for you. He's always going to stick by your side. He's always going to support you. And he's always going to want to, just hang out, have a good time, be bros. And that's one thing, with me and John not living in the same city since college. Every time we hang out, we just pick right back up, have a few beers, and have a grand old time. So Becker's definitely the type of guy that's loyal to his bros.
I wasn't really sure what to think the first time I met John, because I had heard from Kathryn that he ordered a salad on their first date.
But when I met him, I was pleasantly surprised. He was so nice and so friendly and so much fun. And since then, we've dined many times together in Kat and Sadie's kitchen, and I can confirm he eats more than salads.
The first thing that went through my head when I met John is that, yay, I'm finally meeting the boy that Kathryn is talking about and posting all these pictures about. I also thought, man, my husband's really going to love him because really all they're going to be talking about is long-term football for every single double date me and Kathryn ever go on. But the one thing that really stood out to me is how personable John was. You know, he was asking me lots of questions about where I was in life, what I was doing. And it was just really awesome to see that he genuinely cared about Kathryn's life, you know, and Kathryn's friends.
Wow. The first time I met John was in college, and I just remember thinking that he was a really nice guy and that he treated Kathryn really well.
My first thought when I met John is just that he was a nice guy. Every time you see him, he has a huge smile on his face and is always in such a good mood, and he's just a happy person.
The things that went through my mind the first time that I met John was he was a completely different dude than what I thought he was going to be. First time I met him was he picked me up, him and Kathryn, from St. Pius. And whenever he walked out of the car, that big, tall dude, I was like, wow, this guy looks like a keeper. And the minute that Kathryn told me that he was a great golfer, that was it. That was the moment that I knew that Kathryn had to stay with John.
First time I met Kathryn, I thought, wow, John, she's way out of your league. Good luck, buddy. But Kathryn's awesome. She's an incredible match for John. She's an engineer, so obviously she's super smart. And I think that they just go well together as a couple, and I'm super excited to see what the future holds for both of them.
My first thought that went through my mind when I met Kathryn, she actually left a bunch of candy on John's bed in his room at his fraternity house. I went down and visited them his junior year for Texas Roundup, and she was a wonderful hostess to me the entire time I was there. Made me feel really welcomed, and when I got probably more drunk than I should have, she still put up with me and didn't tell John to ditch his loser friend from Cincinnati or anything like that.
What went through my mind the first time I met Kathryn was, wow, this chick is awesome. It's a really cool girl, easy to talk to, and knew there was definitely some serious potential between her and John.
I think about 2 years ago, we were in Spain on a family vacation, and Kathryn came with us, and I think one night John and I were sharing a room, and I just kind of asked John, hey, John, do you think she's the one? And in typical John fashion, he just kind of said, yeah. And that was all that was said. It was all that needed to be said. So here we are, and John and Kathryn wish you guys the best of luck in your marriage.
I can't pinpoint a specific moment when I knew Kathryn and John were meant for each other, but just in the way their relationship has grown from when they first started dating, how they would really get to know each other and how they listen to each other, how they work through things. You can just tell how much they really care about one another and how well they know each other.
So I knew that Kathryn and John were meant for each other. I wouldn't say it was really at one time, but I mean, as John started to come around more and kind of hang out with me, Charlie, and Dad, he kind of just started to feel like a part of the family. And can't say it was a huge surprise.
It sounds kind of crazy, but I knew John and Kat were meant for each other after seeing a picture on my news feed from a Halloween party that John and Kat attended, and they were dressed as vampires. And let me tell you, it was the funniest picture I've ever seen of them two. And I just thought to myself, wow, if these two kids could really have fun and be goofy and be comfortable in their own skin together, then they could have a start to a wonderful future together. And that said, I cannot wait for tomorrow. It's going to be a blast. We're going to have a great time. And I wish John and Kathryn nothing but a bright future full of happiness, love, and fun. Thank you again for letting me be a part of this wedding. See you tomorrow.
Back on my friendship with John and Kat, there isn't necessarily a single moment in time where I knew they were the ones for each other, but the more and more I got to know Kat, and I already knew John and sort of what their strengths and weaknesses were, you can see how each other fills the gaps and fills each other's personalities so well. John is sort of more laid back, and Kat's definitely a list person. She definitely is very organized, and I think that balance is what is so important for a good relationship like they have. A quote I found when trying to find words for this video is, happiness is not a matter of intensity, but of balance, order, rhythm, and harmony. And I think John and Kat are a prime example of two people coming together and providing each other that balance, order, rhythm, and harmony, which is really an awesome thing to see, and that I'm sure will carry them a long way in their relationship and their lives.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I can try for your heart. And our dreams, and they are made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs with sepia tone loving. Love is the answer, at least, for most of the questions in my heart, like why are we here and where do we go, and how come it's so hard. And it's not always easy, and sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together.